World of Warcraft Shadowlands. Is this legit? Let's take a look. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pause this, make sure I'm all in the right place. Please don't pull the boss. Actually, you know what? Heavy Metal, you are tasked with the task of making sure that I don't get lost, all right? So just keep me with all the other bosses.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's Pyromancer here, and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world.
Okay.
And okay, listen.
He got a better camera. Camera looks really good, Pyro. Great job.
Let me preface this by saying I don't really like the idea of leaks, okay? There's a difference between speculation and theorizing and leaks, and
I can't make it louder. Turn up your volume. It's all the way at max right now, and I have my volume at max. I can't turn it up anymore.
Don't often delve into them. One, because it's a way to not make friends at Blizzard. But two, because they're usually just complete and total bullshit. And I will give the disclaimer at the start of this video today that what I'm about to show you could be entirely and completely bullshit. And it's more than likely entirely and completely bullshit. But I'm going to entertain the idea of some of what I see on this leak, because some of it doesn't seem completely far-fetched. I'm not going to lie. So let's get into this. There's been plenty of leaks lately about things like Age of Darkness, which Bellular covered in one of his videos, and Awakenings, and all sorts of different expansion leaks and stuff like that. Here's the thing.
He does have a pink mouse. I didn't even notice that. That's like the main thing that I'm thinking about right now. He has a pink fucking mouse. All right, just give me a second. Genethus, yeah, just keep me, make sure I don't get lost, all right, man? I keep getting stuck. Puzzle Trump, thank you much for the 5 give the community subs. I appreciate that, Arnold. Thank you.
Leaks come from all sorts of places, but there's two main places that they tend to come from. One is 4chan, and one of them is Reddit.
Two of the most reliable sources on the internet.
I don't typically tend to use either of these websites because I think they're relatively cancerous, all things considered, but I digress.
All right.
What I'm going to show you here, the main part of the leak is actually a map. But then there's someone who's actually here on Reddit kind of broken down what the leak details as far as storyline and plot points and stuff like that. We're going to talk about that a little bit. But the first thing that I want to talk about is it says that this is an expansion leak. I'm going to pull this. Let me show you. It says that this is an expansion leak here, leaking next expansion. I want to throw something out there that while it says expansion stuff almost never gets leaked, okay?
Just a second. Where is it? Oh, I can't find it, dude. That's too bad. Fuck. All right, well, whatever. The point is, it's Wrath of the Lich King got leaked. Let's see, Legion. A lot of things in Legion got leaked. I mean, BFA. A lot of things in BFA got leaked too. Like, things get leaked. Every expansion gets leaked in some way or another. The problem is that there's never a way for you to tell if the leak is legit or not. That's the point I was trying to make.
There have been leaks about BFA in the past, and I want to remind everybody, because there's people out there that don't think any leaks are even remotely credible. They think that they're all totally bullshit. Well, guess what?
They're not.
There was a leak, and I don't have the source for it anymore, but I very, very clearly remember that detailed BFA, and a couple of the points on it actually came true in BFA, one of which was that Ashara would go and claim the Tidestone from the Tomb of Sargeras and would ultimately use it against us. That actually happened. That was actually true. It didn't talk about how she would take any of the other Pillars of Creation, but just the Tidestone, which is funny because people have kind of critiqued that plot point that she did leave all the others there. It also did say that Magni was being misled with the Heart of Azeroth, and what he thought was telling him to fill up the heart and do all this stuff as a positive influence on him was actually not.
He's so stupid. Magni's an idiot.
Has been made upon. Another thing that actually ended up being true with Queen Ashara specifically. So it could be coincidental, but
I don't think that one is really that big of a surprise, especially if people already knew about how the how the Heart of Azeroth was going to work. All right, I don't think so. You leaked in a bottle once? No, I actually never pissed in a bottle before in my life.
There are leaks that have had accurate information in them before. But let's look at this map. So basically what this looks like to me is this looks like some kind of developer meeting where they're in a dark room and what they're looking at is like being projected onto a screen in front of them.
Okay.
The first thing that I want to look at is the logo in the top right corner. It says World of Warcraft, Shadowlands. Now, the spacing on this, I'm gonna be honest. The quality of the image that I'm looking at here, this looks like this was actually taken as a photograph. It's pretty grainy.
It actually is pretty good. Like, straight up. Like, this, I could see that being the screen. But it looks like it's just Legion. I mean, isn't that the same logo as Legion? Just a second. Warcraft Legion. Okay, let me see. Images. Yeah, it feels like it's basically the exact same thing. No, it's a little bit different because this has little things coming out from the side and that one doesn't have it. So yeah, maybe it's not actually quite Legion.
It looks like it was probably taken on a phone,
okay,
in a pretty dark room. What we're looking at is a pretty grainy image, and I'm going to be honest, looking at the logo here, besides the location of this S right here, it doesn't look that fake. I mean,
no,
looking
it doesn't.
at the actual logo up here, World of Warcraft Shadowlands with the old god eye on the top, and the tentacles reaching out and kind of reaching down.
Can you read this word to me? Above Darkfront. Can you read that word? Silverin. What does that remind me of? Why the fuck did they do this? Like, why the fuck would they do that? I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, why the fuck? What, confirmed? I mean, like, you don't know. Maybe it is confirmed. I mean, like, here's the thing. It is like, yeah, I see that. But this is so fucking stupid. If you're going to make these bullshit store mounts, at least make them completely irrelevant to the game. If you have a zone in the game and then you add a store mount that's supposed to match with that, they're supposed to match the current expansion, or at least like a contemporary expansion. Like, fuck that, dude. Fuck that. That's what they did in WoD. They added the fucking fairy dragons and the grinning reaver when they should have been in the fucking game. God, I hate Blizzard. What a bunch of fucking bullshit, dude. All right, let's keep watching the video.
I mean, it looks like it could potentially be an actual logo. Now, we've seen plenty of logos leaked before, most of which, again, ended up not being accurate in any capacity. They were fake.
Very true.
But it's the other stuff on the map that really piqued my interest.
Okay.
One, we have this blacked out spot down here, as though something this definitely has been altered. This is some kind of editing or Photoshop or something like that where a black box has been put over this portion.
Okay.
I don't know what that is. I don't know if this would somehow give away whoever took the picture, if this is some kind of information on
It's probably like the build number or something like that. And so if they had that on there, it'd be easier to tell who was in the meeting whenever they saw it. That's what I'm assuming it is.
Here that could give away the I don't know, the team or something like that, but it has clearly been blacked out for some reason. I think that's kind of weird. We have a couple things on here.
It could also be a dick. You're right.
Over here, which my camera is slightly over, but it does say end game right there. Up here we have something that has a Y, and then out could be layout is what I'm assuming. Zone layout or map layout is probably what's being
could be gay
right
out
here. We can't scroll up or down, so this is the whole image. In the bottom right, we have where it says version. Pretty sure VERSION.
Yeah,
this is
it makes
some kind
sense.
of iterative version, an iteration of the map, I would say. But then it's the things that are on the map that really, I think, are really interesting. So before we actually look at the map itself, I want to read what the actual, basically what the highlights say. So
here we go. All right, this is what it is. This is the post about the actual leak itself. So let's read this here. Well, actually, let's let him read that to us because I don't want to have to read it.
It says 2 new continents, Dragon Isles, Shadowlands, new class Tinkerer, DPS with turrets. I think that's pretty fair. I think if there were
Everybody
if
is
there was going to be a
expecting
new
that.
class, that's probably going
Like,
to be
literally
Tinkerer at this
everyone is
point,
expecting
with all
that.
the Mechagon shit, all the robots being introduced. I mean, people have been asking for Tinkerer for a very long time. I don't think that's realistic.
Yeah.
Bombs and Ghostbuster gimmicks. Also healer and tank specs. Uses mail, armor. Primary stat is
I don't think
intellect.
he should be a
Fair
healer.
enough. That would make a lot of sense. Vestiges of power, secondary talent system, a la artifacts or essences, which I think is something that we need.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Level squish postponed. I think that is relatively likely, to be honest with you. Maybe they're
I'd
still
say
trying to work out the mathematics of how they would like that to be,
it's a good idea.
handled. Or maybe, because it's saying right here, no world revamp, maybe it's going to be something where we return to Azeroth after going to the Shadowlands and find that the world has been potentially re-originated or remade or something by the Titans. I think that's pretty likely, to be honest.
Shit.
Honestly, going with
Okay.
kind of what I think is going to happen in a speculative manner.
That's big.
I think that it's pretty likely that we're all going to fucking die at some point. And I think the Titans are certainly going to do something to this planet. And I think re-origination is right at the top of that list. So we'll see what ends up happening. But new scaling tech that will do away with the frequent item level and stat squishing. That would be very nice. Raid tier sets are not returning.
Well, let me read that again, sorry. New scaling tech that will do away with the frequent item level and stat squishing. Yeah, it's about fucking time. Oh, it's about fucking time, dude. Like, I don't know how long this is gonna take for them to do, but holy shit, it's about fucking time.
But there will be class-specific challenge sets, which that sounds very cool to me. Champion system.
That's
will reunite
awesome.
with the spirits of
Fuck
fallen
yeah.
heroes. Remember, we're going to the Shadowlands. Uther, Cairn, Vol'jin.
Am I getting hyped about an expansion that's not gonna come out? What the fuck is wrong with me?
Saurfang, Varian, Ronin, etc. So this is kind of saying Saurfang is going to die, which, based on what's been happening throughout BFA, I don't find terribly unlikely.
Yeah, he's gotta
Uther's
die.
already dead. Cairn is dead. Vol'jin is dead.
He has
but
to die.
Did go to the other side.
So it's the only thing that would make
according
sense.
To Bwan Samdi, and I do believe the other side is the Shadowlands. Varian Rin, that would be very cool. His soul was completely destroyed by Fel. Perhaps he did, his soul, or his body anyway, perhaps his soul did somehow find its way to the Shadowlands.
Alrighty.
But also certain villains. The old gods are not dead, surprise, surprise. They're sleeping in Nyalotha. N'Zoth has been redirecting souls to fuel the old gods' ascension back into the world. Also, kind of likely. The Black Empire will rise again very soon.
Oh, shit.
Malfurion Stormage literally has dialogue from the Emerald Nightmare where he says, hopefully, we can defeat the Legion before the Black armies rise up from the depths. That's something that Malfurion actually said back in Legion.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Not terribly unlikely that will happen again soon as well. This is what Ashara saw.
That would be fucking awesome.
I cannot say these words. This is what Ashara saw when she died. Forces of Death, aka Death's Vanguard, Elune, Helya, and others are working together to fight the Void incursion.
Oh,
into the
hell yeah,
Shadowlands.
great.
I've speculated that the Void is staking an incursion into the Shadowlands and even trying to consume the Shadowlands because that's where the souls are.
Okay, that
aligns with my
actually makes a lot of
speculation.
sense.
I do believe that Elune, as
Holy
we've seen,
shit.
she is very clearly associated with not just light, but shadow, is affiliated with death. I mean, she is the goddess and seemingly shepherd of the fallen souls of the Night Elves.
Okay.
You kind of have to assume then that Elune is in some capacity death aligned. Not necessarily all death aligned, but it could be a portion of her balance. The Night Warrior is a great example of this. Elune and Helya. Helya is certainly not dead, as several other leaks have actually pointed out, and as I actually speculated a long time ago, before anyone else decided to start saying it, that Helya would be alive in that
In WoW, you can never expect, this is the thing, you can always speculate that a boss that you killed isn't dead. Why is that? Because they might want to use that boss for a later on tier. That's why. So if there's ever a boss that dies and you think to yourself, damn, it's too bad we're not going to be able to see that one again, that's not the case at all. You will see them again.
Sylvanas is still working with her. Bolvar brings us to the Shadowlands.
Okay.
I don't find that entirely unlikely. There was another leak that said that Bolvar was actually basically lying, and Bolvar was the one that whispered to Vol'jin. And given the fact that literally during the quest line where you're going to the points of interest for Vol'jin, that led up to the course of him the instance of him dying, there's literally screenshots that people have taken, and I think that I even saw
Okay.
them myself in doing the quest, where there's these two burning eyes that are kind of floating in literally every single one of the locations, and they kind of look like they're burning just like the Lich Kings,
Yo.
just like Bolvar 4 dragons.
Oh,
Just saying.
okay.
So Sylvanas has been honoring a pact, waging
Wow.
war in Helya's name, and I do think Sylvanas has been fighting in the name of death. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Well, that's obviously, like, I mean, she's clearly fighting in the name of death because they created the narrative to reinforce that in the cinematics. I mean, like, anybody that thinks that's not the case has got to be a fucking idiot. It's very clear that Sylvanas is fighting in the name of death.
Ilune's Night Warrior also transports the souls of its victims
I
to the
get a rest.
Shadowlands. I could see that. Alliances inadvertently helped the war against the old gods in the Shadowlands. They will be reunited with all of the casualties, almost. Bonsamdi is working for Hakar the Soul Flayer, who seeks power for himself, also by consuming souls.
Remember what I said? They never die. So we fought Hakar? Oh, where's Hakar? Where's Hakar? He's still fucking there, what'd I tell you guys?
On that note, the old ways of the Zandalari trolls kind of do lead me to believe, especially based on their blood practices, that these Zandalari trolls may have in fact worshipped Hakar. I have an entire video about that. There'll be a link to that down in the description
Well, yeah, he's
below.
a badass. What do you
You
mean?
can
Of course.
look at Rastakhan, and his entire garb is
guy's awesome.
themed as Hakar. It's very clear that that's exactly what it's meant to be. Red scales, blue feathers, the golden serpent head with red eyes. Pretty fucking obvious
is that
that's
true?
What it is. It also does
let
talk
me
about how...
let me just pause here, okay? Hakar. Okay, let me see if I can find him. All right, so there's Hakar, and then we'll go over to Google again, and then King Rasta Khan. Okay, let me see if this is the case. I don't know about that. Okay, so you've got this guy here. Bit of a stretch, but okay, we will allow it. Let's allow that, okay? It's a bit of a stretch, but okay.
Long ago, there was a blood plague that ravaged the Zandalari trolls. It came
And
from
Ironforge.
Hakar. That's canon lore. So it is very possible that Hakar is actually Bonsamdi's boss. So that's a kind of an interesting take on that. The Soul Flayer, I mean, that could make sense. Given that what Hakar does with souls, okay, I don't think that's that far-fetched. Old Gods, the Void exploited the defeat of Argus to gain access to the Shadowlands. Not exactly sure how that happened.
What
but
the fuck?
It's saying here Xalatath may have sold us out.
What the
Ny'alotha is
fuck?
threatened by the advance of Death's forces. N'Zoth instigated the battle for Azeroth to cause death and consume more souls. That'd be a kind of a nice kind of double play by N'Zoth there to basically to do that in order to consume more souls. However, I will remain pretty resolute that I think N'Zoth is more death aligned than we yet know.
I would assume that. He's an old god.
Toward Helya instead of Ny'alotha.
All right.
That part I'm not sure about. I mean, it's possible, considering that they made some kind of pact. I don't think that it's entirely unlikely that that is exactly what happened. Sylvanas is pretty set on her whole Valkyr thing, so I don't think that that's that crazy. Does talk about a couple zones, and then we're going to look at the map. Starting point for Shadowlands is called Darkfront. 3 minor factions: Night Elves, Death Knights, Helya, and Sylvanas. Okay. Helya is kinder now and prettier, so maybe something has happened to her in death that has...
Nice, dude. So we're going to have a hot, big titty goth girl in the game. I've been waiting for this for like 10 years, dude. It's been way too long, and thank God that's going to be the case.
Main goal is to prevent Ny'alotha from consuming the souls of the fallen. Huge rivers of souls run through each zone, which is depicted on this map.
Okay.
Mobara, all the blood trolls we killed in Nazmir are here. Very fucking possible. Bonsamdi has been roped into working for Hakar, the Soul Flayer. I don't know if that's if we're gonna say roped into working for him, considering that he was allegedly his boss.
How can Hakar be the boss? Because isn't Bonswambi kind of a big deal? I mean, I don't know. I thought that like Bonswambi and like the totem pole is higher than Hakar. Maybe not. I mean, maybe I'm getting this wrong, but it seemed to me like Bonswambi is more important than Hakar. Like, Bonswambi, I had just assumed was the, basically, like, the Jamaican Lich King. Which is like, I mean, if you're the Lich King, that's a big fucking deal, you know what I mean? And so I would say let's just do Siegecrafter first. Yeah, he's the Jamaican Lich King. And, I mean, I don't know.
We help him overthrow Hakar and reclaim his title as the Loa of Death. All near Riftlands,
Okay.
a crucible for the primordial energies that comprise the fabric of all realities, with portals to each one. Everything is spilling in and out of rifts. Source of void incursions on Dragon Isles and the Emerald Dream.
What the
If you guys
fuck?
don't know, once you get to a certain artifact level, currently in 8.2, there's a quest line where you can go to the Dream and actually see that the void,
We did that
not
one.
the nightmare, the void
did that one.
directly is infiltrating and starting to consume the Dream.
Yep.
And I do believe that that will more than likely be present on the Dragon Isles, considering we have seen data mined models for what seem to be void drakes and void dragons. Again, a lot of this shit is not that far-fetched. Zeros, semi-peaceful zone where spirits go to rest according to lore.
Oh,
Main city
boy.
and sanctuary is here.
Oh,
Lots of quest lines
boy.
and 2 dungeons. Greek-inspired.
Alrighty.
Hades front yard. Ethereals have a big presence here. I don't find that far-fetched either. I mean, that's kind of a side point.
People have wanted ethereals in the game for a long time. I mean, if they add ethereals into the game, I won't be surprised and I won't be disappointed. I think that they're pretty fucking cool too.
There will likely be 9 dungeons total at launch. I think that's reasonable. 5 in the Shadowlands and 4 on the Dragon Isles.
That's awesome.
No
Fuck
names
yeah.
for them yet. Dragon Isles, don't know much, but it has void dragons. Okay, it literally says that right there. We'll
Okay.
help rebuild the Black Dragon Flight. Storylines for each dragon aspect. Very cool. Rebuilding the Black Dragon Flight. Rathian quest lines, please, finally, God. Let Rathian have a fucking main plot point.
Yep.
God, please. Let that be
That
real.
would be
A
amazing.
lot of shit talking. A lot of people are really, really negative towards leaks. I understand why. Some people said some dumb shit like, it looks like a stylized map of Europe. Me thinks someone is pulling your leg. Are you fucking stupid? I literally looked up an actual map of what Europe looks like, and this is not like I don't know what the fuck people are tripping on. But let's...
I mean, like, maybe it's like super abstract, like, yeah, sure, but like, I don't think that they needed to make this like Europe. And like, in general, I mean, there's a million different things. Like, there's 1,000 maps in the game, or in like games, there's 1,000 maps in real life, right? I mean, like, obviously you're gonna find one that looks pretty similar to this, and the same with anything else. Overall, I actually don't think leaks are bad at all. I think leaks are great because they get people talking and they get them excited about the game. Ultimately, that's what matters. It gets people excited about the game. They're like, oh my god, wow, this is so fucking cool. Like, now we're going to get this item. Now we're going to get this thing or whatever, right? And they're thinking about it. It's the same as like whenever, the raid came out. Let's compare these two things, right? You have the excitement for Battle of Dazar'alor. Who was excited for that raid? Nobody. But whenever Ashara came out, everybody was excited. Why were they excited? Why did we got like 70,000 viewers watching us do Ashara at the first day? Why was that? Very, very simple. Because people wanted to know what the fuck was going to happen. And why did they want to know? Because we spent weeks before then talking about it and theory crafting about it. So by the time that this shit actually comes out, people are going to be very, very excited for it. Okay, so I'm very, very happy about this. Okay, leaks are passion. Yeah, I mean, like, people that are like making up leaks or whatever, I think that they are kind of passionate about the game, and I don't think leaks are bad for the game at all.
Let's get into the map. This map looks rather convincing, and a lot of the things that I see on this map make me think that it's pretty fucking likely. You guys remember the store mount that just came out, the Silverian Dreamer? Look at this place right here. Here, Silverian
All right, great
Approach.
minds think alike.
It's
There it
literally
is.
on the map right here. We have places like Soulless. Let's look at Darkfront first.
Okay.
Umbral Expanse. So Umbral is like the darkest of dark, like the darkest, super dark. Umbral Expanse, Death's Vanguard Hub, dungeon here,
Right.
dungeon here,
Right.
dungeon here, and
There's
then
another one.
dungeon over here. So
Another
5
one.
dungeons, as it says. Sanctum of Elune.
Okay.
Again, don't think that is entirely unlikely, considering the Emerald Rifts that likely lead to the Emerald Dream is right fucking there. That looks like Arcurus or Acurus. If that says Arcurus, that could be something to do with Death Knights, I suppose. It's kinda
Oh,
hard to read that.
dude,
Soulless
this is it.
Abyss.
This is what's going to lead into the
Eternal
next
on top. We have
Scourge
Nyloth
expansion.
right
We've
here
been
in the
waiting for
center,
this.
Zeros on the right, Morbara to the south, all near Riftlands here. Here's the thing
Okay.
about the all near Riftlands I want to talk about. The Rift of Aln, we know that it's connected to the Twisting Nether. The Twisting Nether is a realm, basically the realm of raw magic energy that can
Holy
be used
shit.
to gain access to other realms of reality. We have rifts to the elemental planes, the Emerald Dream, the Void.
Holy shit.
DI, I don't know what that stands for.
Wait a minute. Yo, I just thought of something. If all the souls of the heroes are down there, what about Arthas? Like, what about Arthas? Like, I mean, you guys want my honest opinion? I don't want to see Arthas in the game. I think that Arthas should be done. That they should just finish that story and have it be completely done. But they might still have Arthas in the game after this. That'd be insane.
DI Rifts? Maybe that's short for something. I don't know. Shirakes Camp, so presence from Naga here. Shadowguard Breach. It says CC Raid, so there's going to be a raid in the Alnir Riftlands, which I think would be rather fitting. So the point that I'm making here is you have several different realms that Alnir Rift, the Rift of Aln. Basically what I'm getting at is that you have several realms that are bleeding in through here, and if the Rift of Aln is in fact connected to the Twisting Nether, what you're seeing in this zone makes a lot of fucking sense. Let's move down to here. Nikathos. Nikathos. I don't know what this is, but apparently there's a dungeon there.
It's a dungeon. Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Let's go down to Morbara. Vol'jin's Rest. Okay, I dig that. Flayed Gulch. Could have something to do with Hakar the Soul Flayer.
All right.
Screaming Valley Hub. Flee screaming into the Black Forest is something we have heard from the old gods before.
GOS Raid,
I would assume, given that there's rivers of what I would presume are souls here flowing through this little canal, I assume this stands for Gate of Souls, is probably what that is.
Okay.
Dungeon to the south of it. Samdara, whatever that is. Blood Waste, and then it looks like in full capitals it said PvP. We might have like a PvP dedicated area down here.
Like Wintergrasp, okay. I'd like to see that.
Temple of Blood. That is honestly more likely something to do with Hakar than the Flayed Gulch, but regardless, blood being very, very prevalent for Hakar. Withering something over here. We can't read what that says. It's cut off there. Okay. Black Forest Hub. Another quote from Zalato, the desecrated image of Gorhal, which we presume kind of speaks on behalf of Yasharaj, says, when you walk among the Black Forest, you will see. The Black Forest in Zeros, okay.
I remember
I'm
that.
on board with that. Illunian.
Holy fuck,
I think it says
man.
Illunian Meadows or Illurian Meadows. I think it's Illunian. Journey's End. Little hub there.
Oh my god.
Hellbirth probably has something to do with Helya up here. And if it is true that Darkfront is the starting area, us being quickly introduced to Helya again would not be entirely ridiculous to me. And then there's some stuff over here. It looks like maybe another dungeon marker right there.
This actually seems legitimate.
4, 5, looks like at that point that'd be 6 dungeons.
Okay.
So perhaps the person who did the overview of the leak here on Reddit was a little bit off, but I think that's what that is a dungeon marker right there.
Yeah, it must be.
And then, of course, right here in the middle, as I would kind of expect it to be, is Nyalotha. And if this is, in fact, some kind of city, or temple,
that's pretty cool.
I don't really know what exactly that is supposed to mean.
That's
but
pretty fucking cool.
That all of these rivers are flowing towards Nyalotha. And
yeah, all the souls.
I'm gonna be honest, like, I know that like a lot of stuff is faked.
Yes.
But this doesn't look fake to me. And I know that there's going to be some people that get hella fucking salty about this in the comments, but
wow,
this does kind of look like some of the concept maps that Blizzard has drawn up before.
I want to say one thing. Pyromancer, whenever we talked about that Age of Darkness leak, he ruled that out in like 10 seconds. Whenever he said about the Cathraxi being under Tirisfal instead of an old god. So this guy knows a lot about the fucking story. So if he would see anything here that would be contradictory, he'd point it out.
And I don't know. Part of me hopes that this is real, because this looks actually
fucking
pretty
awesome.
fucking sick. But at the same time, I also don't want to get in trouble because I'm looking at something that I shouldn't be looking at. You never know with this stuff, guys. But to me, this looks real. And some of the info that was highlighted in this little section here don't seem that ridiculous to me. And I know that it might seem, a little bit far-fetched. But
yes.
Part of me kind of wants to agree with the idea of what I'm seeing here.
It's fucking
because
awesome.
A lot of it aligns with what the hell I've speculated, and I think that could be just a coincidence.
Yeah.
But I don't know, dude. I don't know. This seems pretty likely to happen based on what
everything in the lore kind of
saying,
supports
I think
this.
is going to happen.
Yeah.
And sorry if you're one of those people that really doesn't like leaks. Like I said, I tend to stay away from them myself because I don't want to get in trouble.
Holy fuck,
and
man.
I love the aspect of speculation, but some of this shit that I saw when I was looking at this is kind of hard to ignore. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure what else to think of it. It seems pretty legit to me. So let me know in the comment section down below, you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please do hit the like button. And if you're new to my channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you would like to. I've been posting relatively often lately, so I think
here's the video. I'll link it in chat for you guys.
And what is coming up in the storyline, I think you may find it worth it to subscribe to my channel. If you guys don't know, I do have a Twitter. It's twitter.com/pyromancersarg, S-A-R-G. I'd appreciate it if you guys follow me over there. And I do also have a Twitch, twitch.tv/pyromancer, where I stream World of Warcraft content mostly. So you guys should also go ahead and check that out. There's links to that stuff in the description
about this
below.
leak, man.
And to my last video, which you guys should definitely go and check out.
I don't know about these leaks, man.
I'm hearing some good things about it. So that's it, guys. I appreciate you very much. Thank you so much for watching this video. Stay awesome, and until next time. Peace.
Okay. 1 second, guys. I want to tell you right now, we've gotten all the way up to Garrosh Hellscream. We were about to kill Garrosh and get our Tusks of Manaroth for Agenithus. This actually was great timing. It took exactly how long it took me to get through the video to watch, to get through Siege of Orgrimmar. So, overall, I would say, like, what do you guys think about the picture? Let me go ahead and pull up the picture again. I mean, this one right here, if this was an expansion, I think this is an interesting way to ask the question. If this was the expansion, would you be excited? Like, not is it real or not, but if this was the expansion, would you be excited? Yes. Okay, so overwhelmingly people are saying yes. I agree. I would really, really like to see this as an expansion. It's what makes sense thematically and chronologically in the game, and I absolutely think this is what they should do and make it, all right?